That's it. I promise you this. If you give this 3 months of study, serious, sleeves rolled up, diligently going in every single day, back testing and looking at it, and then for at least 2 or 3 more months of forward testing it, 6 months with just what I've taught here, I am confident, I am absolutely confident that you will have found your model. But as real life sometimes is, it's unfair. Okay, it doesn't give us what we want. Sometimes our expectations and our wants are denied. And in today's climate, that is not popular. That's why this market and trading these markets is very, very difficult. There's an algorithm that delivers efficient market delivery. You can argue with me all you want. You're not going to convince me. I know it. If you go into price action with that market efficiency paradigm perception of looking for this characteristic in price, I promise you, you will never look at charts the same way again. It'll unlock a lot of things. Remember the movie The Matrix? And Neo finally sees the Matrix as it really is in binary code, ones and zeros. He has clarity. Well, that same event, as silly as it may sound, ends up happening when you look at price action, when you start looking at it from this perspective. Because this mentorship is to hopefully inspire you to pick up a skill that, if you deem it useful and you decide at your own discretion and your own timing, and you assume that risk on your own, because I'm not going to tell you to do this, if you decide to get really good at this and you put money behind it, that's a skill set that could, I'm not promising, but it could alleviate some of the problems with what I believe is coming in terms of financial hardship, not just in America, but everywhere. Jobs are getting harder and harder to have. The economy's a mess. So how do we answer that? How do we get another income stream coming in? This is, in my opinion, this is one of the ways that you can at least investigate the idea of doing it. This is what I do to engage price. This is how I call the targets. Find the logic of anything I'm showing you here and anywhere else. It doesn't exist. It does not exist, because this is self-reliant. It stands on its own. I don't need to defend it. That's why I tell everybody, go through my videos and then wrestle with it, because you're either going to walk away thinking this is too much work. Okay, great. You didn't debunk it. Or you're going to say, oh my goodness, this is exactly what's going on. Hello, conversion. There is no method that hits every single time. Okay, everything that I trade with and teach is like everything else. It's imperfect. That means there's going to be losing transactions, largely because of the operator, me or whoever else is using it, and you have to take ownership of that. Now, there are going to be days where we don't have this many retracements back and back and back, and then it goes lower. It'll be just 1 or 2, and it just keeps on going. Or many times it'll be just right at the opening, and that's it. You missed it. It just goes right to where you thought it was going to go for the day, and you can't get mad about that. You should be happy that your analysis concepts are speaking to you with that much clarity, and just know that because they repeat, none of you should be upset that you missed a trade. Like, none of you. Nobody has the permission. Okay, you have no right to be angry about missing a trade, because they are like buses. Okay, mass transit buses that come by like a schedule. You know, every certain time of the hour or day, these buses are going to come around. These trades are just like that. You can set your clock to them. Okay, they're going to form. They're going to be there. Your number one goal is to understand, where is it likely to go to? Where is it likely to reach for? And if you have that understood, it becomes so easy to know what you're looking for. Notice what I said there? It becomes easy to know what you are looking for. I did not say it's so easy for you to make money. There's a strong contrast there, okay? But by default, over time, once you have been doing the things that lead to you understanding what it is you're looking for, and that part becomes easier, what do you think the default result was going to be from that? It's probably going to be easier for you to make money over time. Okay? If you don't know what you're doing and you can't control yourself, become impulsive and you push, try pushing a boulder up a mountain. That's the equivalent of what you're trying to do right now. Take a step back. You might be seeing people out there getting lucky. I promise you, folks, if they continue to do this kind of stuff, the market will shred them. Anybody can get lucky. And I got lucky for months when I first started. And then the inevitable came. So don't look at, well, I might get lucky during this because I don't have the time, the benefit of time. Because the sands of time in my hourglass are ticking down because I have to do a funded account challenge. I have to get to funded status. I have to do this, I have to do that. But those grains of sand, you ever watch an hourglass empty out? When it first starts, it's like, man, this thing's going to take forever. And then as it gets halfway down, you're like, oh, well, I got to go back and wait that same amount of time for the remaining half of sand to drain down to the bottom of the hourglass. It seems like it goes forever. And then you get down to that last tiny little 1/5 or 1/8 of the volume of sand. And then it seems to go real, real fast, kind of like old age. When you're young, you feel like you got a lot of time, but you want to rush. Me, at 50 years old, getting ready to turn 51, I look at it now as I don't have a lot more time on the other end, and I want to go real slow. I want things to slow down. That's what you want to do in your trading. I didn't see that as a young man. I wanted fast and furious, turbocharged, always, full steam ahead, and it couldn't get there fast enough for me. Now, because I've hurt myself over the years, I've learned that lesson painfully, and one of my students has just now paid $40,000 for that lesson. You don't need to do that to learn it. Sitting still is a skill set, because capital preservation is the #1 rule in speculation. Because if you can't follow that rule, it doesn't matter how good your system is, it doesn't matter how good your mentor is, it doesn't matter how many competitions you won, how many trophies you got, how many people like your posts, how many people follow you on YouTube. It does not matter. All of that will not help you if you cannot control and keep your money. You have to have that rule set. And by me teaching and preaching and doing it, when I have nothing to act on, I have to sit still. In truest form, paid students of mine would fade my analysis and then complain how it didn't work for them. My analysis would work, theirs didn't. They're saying the concepts don't work. That's a personality flaw. Pushing in this environment, pyramiding in this environment. Stupid. Don't do that. You're not in a low resistance liquidity run condition. You're not in a market that wants to get somewhere real quick. The market can behave in a manner that does not allow you to profit or participate with an opportunity that would result in a gainful outcome. It can do things irrationally, stay in a range that just simply doesn't permit you to do what you want to do on a typical basis of trading a certain model, looking for this thing to happen, looking for that to happen. It can do that longer than you can endure it and stay solvent, meaning keeping your account. You blow your accounts faster than the market can leave that state of irrational behavior.
Never missed a day of work, and I wanted to focus on getting out of the rat race. At 20 years old, I was thinking to myself that I wanted to be retired at the age of 40. And to my family, that sounded ludicrous. It was unachievable.